Okay, welcome back. And we're looking at, yesterday's event. It's an important stage, talking about the, presidential campaign team, headed up by Aisha Buhari and women of substance all over the country. And you also saw, there, the APC presidential candidate for the, speaking for the Tinubu Shetima ticket. Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu was saying, in his own enigmatic way of phraseology, a number of here's, help is here, hope is here, assurance is here, prosperity is here, health is here, security is here, and it was quite inspiring. And I don't know, Alaja.
Well, immediately I heard that yesterday. I knew that we were getting to where we were going to. Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu was not only speaking to the crowd, he was speaking to Nigerians.
Indeed.
And the first thing he said was, help is here.
If
you're looking for anyone in this country today that is a helper of man, helper of men of means themselves, helper of political class, helper of the low class, he has a very, very passionate attitude towards the less privileged, and is very, very passionate about that. We know that if Ashwaji is talking about help, he's here to help Nigeria. He said hope is here. If there's any hope that Nigerians need today, it is hope from Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu for a better Nigeria. He said prosperity is here. We are all hoping that by the grace of God, Nigeria will prosper more than this. We have all seen what has happened in Lagos State. Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not just talk. We can, witness to that, we can certify to that, we can speak to it because we have experienced it. We know that when he says anything, he does it. He doesn't just talk, because what Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu has always wanted was just an opportunity to serve this country. If you remember, we found out that, I know Nigerians, we forget things so easily. We know what was happening at the Bar Beach initially before, where we thought, probably the water was going to, engulf the whole place and then create a nuisance, a problem, and all that.
Surges.
It was becoming, a problem for Lagos State. And then Ashwaji turned that liability into assets. You can see what has happened there today with Eco Atlantic. If you get there today, you find out that you will even think you are not even in this country at all.
Okay.
A man like that
that's
that
an
can
example.
turn is a very, 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 very table example. You also find out that Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his own initiative, today we have 37 LCDAs and 20 local governments. This is the only place where that is happening in this country, because he thought in his own initiative that the dividends of democracy should go down to the lowest level at the grassroots. And if you ask Lagosians today, they will tell you that they can feel the dividends of democracy closer to them in Lagos State. You also find out that Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, initially when we still have the problem of power in Nigeria, but you find out that he was the one that had the initiative of this Aaron, a private power holding company, to come and, support and help with the power situation of the country. And you know what happened then. And I am very sure the opportunity that he's waiting for today is to have the whole authority with the National Assembly, with all the relevant agencies, whatever barrier that can be blocking our power problem. I tell you, Ashwaji is a barrier breaker.
Okay.
He will ensure that whatever needs to be done by law and by whatever political means and political will, he will ensure that whatever he needs to do, he does it, to ensure that Nigeria has the best
all right. Before I cross, indeed, thank you. Before I cross over to Senator, Grace Folashade Bent, Mazi Okoroafa has called in. Good morning, Mazi.
Good morning, Sajori. Good morning, I guess, Senator Andres.
Indeed.
There is need for our women, because they have the numbers, they have the figures, and they have the strength. Although many of them will say that this issue of nocturnal meeting is always a barrier with the husband and the rest. But let's keep that one aside. I want our women, at least, to have a program between now and 2023 that at least they are short of 35%. It will help so that by 2007, we'll be hoping for vice president as a female. Now, states should try as much as possible. I think is it Adamawa or Yobe, it's one of these states. They say they have a female as a potential gubernatorial candidate. If I would suggest, if the women within other states can still help in terms of campaigning for that very lady, at least to come on board as a governor of a state, it will now be an eye-opener to what I call it. There is no place or any environment or any situation, any office where you see a woman at the head that is not progressive. But I want to find out from our guests that this issue of PhD among our women, how do we stop it? Because
the issue of
better for women.
Say that again, Mazi. The issue of
the issue of PhD, pull him down syndrome.
PhD.
Pull her down.
Pull her down syndrome. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, Mazi. Thank you very much for calling in, as always, Mazi. Okay, coming over to you, Grace Folashade Bent. You heard him. You heard him. But before he brought that up, I was going to ask you to, when Ashwaju in that clip there, he said he virtually spoke about his entire program. Help is here, hope is here, assurance is here, prosperity is here, health is here, security is here, and there's even one or two that I missed out. Would you like to comment on that and also take on Mazi's concern about women not being their own best friends when it comes to working together?
Thank you very much, Yori. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu pronouncements yesterday were more prophetic than political, because on average Nigerian who understands the plight of the downtrodden and the less privileged will know that this is a man talking from the deeper part of his bowels, and compassionate about the situation that is on ground as of today. And I said it very, very unequivocally yesterday that women must go out as natural mobilizers, as natural vote canvassers to sell a very good product. And what is that product? Our political product now is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I said that this product, because you see, Nigerians must understand, the electorates must know that we don't talk about, you see, a person is just using a platform to contest the election. Nigerians must look at that person. Look at that product. Yes, container is good. The container carrying the product. But invariably, when you open that container, that bottle that is housing that product, which is your end product, which is what you're taking in, I think that should be your major concern. Who is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? That's our product. This is a product that has stood the test of time. This is a product that is very resilient. This is a product that is very cerebral, a product that is sound, his brain, his mind is agile. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has his blueprint that is ready to dish out to Nigeria is unprecedented. He is actually living in that blueprint so that he can begin to implement it once it's sworn in. So all that he said yesterday were actually prophetic. And a new hope for Nigeria is just around the corner, a new dawn. And Nigerians should see this product as the product that is ready to really rescue them, And that is why I said to the women, I told them yesterday, look, this time around, it is Operation Deliver Your Polling Unit. We as women, it's not just about coming to Abuja to talk. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like it's known to everybody, is an extremely gender-sensitive person. So there's no cause for concern. for the women folk, they should just know that the only thing they can do for themselves is ensure that, that our candidate wins this election.
Emerges.
Apart from that, yes, and he emerges as the president. There's no doubt about it that this product has goodwill all across the world, all across the country, the 6 geopolitical zones of this country. And coming to what Mazi said the PhD thing. Well, the pool Down syndrome is not just a phenomenon with among the women folks. It happens among the men too. It is just because it's not very pronounced among the men, because the men have always had their ways of, getting, things they want within the political circle. If the men disregard the pull her down syndrome, even if a woman comes to pull another woman down for any reasons, if she has been, nominated for any position, in both at the appointive level, I think the men will do the women good by ignoring such counsel from any woman that has that disease of pulling other women down. It's a disease, because there's no reason why women should begin to. Yeah, it's a disease.
It happens.
It's a mental disorder. It's jealousy, it's envy, and such women should go for counseling and therapy. You don't have any. What do you gain by pulling a woman down? You don't. It's women that indulge in such acts must speak to themselves. But it's not something that is peculiar to women alone. That's what I want Mazi to know.
All right, then.
And I assure you that with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu coming on board as our president by the grace of God Almighty, what you wish, Mazi wants a woman to emerge as a vice presidential candidate in 2027. And I'm optimistic that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu would make this happen for the Nigerian women by the grace of God.
All right, then. Now, Kafila, I was going to ask you if what Mazi had said was a stereotype, but then before getting to you, she has already said it. Grace has already said that it exists.
It exists.
But
both ways,
then she said it's
women.
both ways.
Exactly.
So
it's a psychological problem.
Women sometimes have a problem working with each other?
Oh, a lot of women. They have problem working with each other. And then, like she said, I was going to say that too, it's a mental problem, it's a mental issue. And such women, they sure need, a therapist to attend to them. So, and this happens not only at the lower level, even at the,
Not even in political circles alone.
Not only, even in the offices. You find out that even in your offices here, such things do happen. Petty jealousy, envy, and all that. So these are the reasons for these things. And we have to look beyond that. And, it's not just about the women alone.
Yeah,
even the men, they pull themselves down.
Woman.
And most of the time, men try to do this divide and rule between the women to ensure that women work against themselves, because they know that we have the numerical strength and they need the women to ensure that they achieve what they want. So most of the time, even the men instigate such things amongst the women so that they can have the women to their side. But we are getting over all that now. Women are more matured politically, we are more politically conscious, and we know exactly what we want. And with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we know that we are going places. We are rest assured. We are not even worried about whatever percentage, because we know that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows how to put the right pegs in the right hole, whether you are a man or a woman. So we know that the women that are hardworking, that are competent, that are, able to prove themselves, they will definitely get their deserving positions. So we are very confident about that.
And that goes, bringing it back to you, Grace, there is no shortage of women of competence. I was talking about women of substance. There are also, you don't even need to be a researcher to know that women are in just about every field of human endeavor, not just in it, but also in climes that have been acclimatized to such. They lead. They head up the whole setup. How you could just, if you wanted to, begin to count women heads of countries, all over the place. Women's in very important places. So there's no shortage of women. It's just the cultural perhaps attitude of our people that, we have to sort of be able to accommodate, right?
Yes. Shopping for sound, articulate women to occupy political offices it's not an issue at all in Nigeria. Women over the years have proved their mettle. Women over the years have showcased their talents in every sphere of our endeavors, whether in the business sector, in the manufacturing sector, in the oil sector. Everywhere you find women, they are always standing out. So that brings us down to political offices, and like our President Muhammadu Buhari said yesterday, that women have been his most loyal allies in this administration that he is presently leading, and that is very, very critical. I think getting women to do the job is not the issue. It's getting men to understand that they need to put women to do the jobs, because we're still suffering from these glass ceilings of culture, glass ceilings of religion, in some places, and it's not helping such societies and such communities, because when you underuse your women who have the potential to do certain things, and you overuse the men, and then when a man becomes overused, it becomes stale, and it becomes, so you begin to recycle these men, and the more you recycle men, the less your productivity, the less you get results. So that's results you get. So it is very, very important for our men to understand that the scenario, like I said, is not about competition. It's about getting this job done. We have women with proven track records. We have women that are sound and very articulate. Like I told you, women do not, an office does not make a woman. The woman, makes use of that office. Put a woman in any office, you'll be shocked at the results that you will get.
Okay.
So it is,
and arguably, sorry, Grace. Arguably, yes, women can be very, very persuasive, and I say this in the context of the women presidential campaign team being inaugurated yesterday. I imagine there's a lot of mileage that is expected from that. Communication of women is different.
It is natural. You see, you must understand that there are some natural endowments that God has given to women. A woman in every sphere of endeavor is the best negotiator you can have. Look at the scenario in America. At a point in time, in quick succession in America, they have had females as their Secretary of State. From Albright to my friend Condoleezza Rice to Senator Hillary Clinton, and so on and so forth. America has been able to, establish the fact that women are better negotiators. Women are good in persuading you without using force. These are natural endowments that God has put in us. So the men, Nigeria stands to benefit from all this. And that is why you see a woman will see, if a war is about to break out, you have women as your Minister of Defense, Minister of Security, and so on and so forth. They have the capacity to sit down with you and to look into this issue before the war breaks out very dispassionately. Okay. A woman is a mother. No Indeed. Woman will want a war to break out. But when the men sit down at the decision-making table, they will tell you war is the best option. The woman will tell you, no, we cannot go to war.
If you could see, Kafila in studio smiled a bit at that. Yes, a joke at our expense. But I understand what you're talking about.
A woman would tell her principal, let us not go to war. Let us jaw. Let us dialogue. But the man, because of his nature, will tell you, yes, then we should go to war. They always that. So you need a balancing in this equation. Once there's no balancing, forget it.
I want to thank you very much for making the time for us this morning, Grace Folashade Bent. first female senator elected from northern Nigeria. And I've seen
on
that.
marital affiliation, based on marital affiliation.
Indeed, based on marital affiliation. You're originally from
Yes,
what?
please.
Ilesha, right?
From Osun State, yes.
Osun State, you know.
I was born and raised in Kaduna, you know. So I have what you call a tripartite citizenship in Nigeria. I'm a Kaduna State indigen by birth, by naturalization, no ramifications. If you look at the Nigerian Constitution.
And you are.
So my parents are from Osun State. And I'm married to a man from Adamawa State.
So,
you know,
you look at that tripartite.
That is the scenario.
It definitely is an advice.
Yes.
I want to thank you very much, Grace, for making time for us this morning. I appreciate your coming on the program. Indeed. And,
thank you so much.
Indeed. And Kafila, coming to our studio, that persuasive aspect of the women, I imagine is going to hold all of, APC in very good stead. It is a different communication as Grace was explaining there.
Yes, the activities in the APC, as we see, is very, very prophetic. Because whatever women handle, just take it that it's a done deal. Okay. Look at the rally that the state woman leader organized in Lagos State, Jumoke Okoya Thomas. Look at how the women trooped out.
Okay.
Where you have women, you have the good results. So you are rest assured, you can go to bed that by the grace of God, APC is winning the election in 2023 at all levels.
That's a fine place to leave it. Thank you very much, Kafilat Ogbara, APC candidate, Koshofe constituency for the House of Representatives, former commissioner for in the Lagos State Audit Service Commission, and a women's rights activist. Our appreciation also goes to Grace Falashati Bent, as she explained where she's coming from, first female elected senator from northern Nigeria. That's our program. Thank you very much, ladies, for coming on this morning, adding a ray of sunshine to our program. That's our program today. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folare. Bye-bye for now.